legend going around in my office. The legend of the Seattle dinner contest. A few years ago, a group of colleagues got together and decided to make a bet. Who would be the first to invite someone new to their home for dinner and have that person invite them to their home in return? The rules were simple. It had to be somebody new, somebody you don't already know at the beginning of this contest. It had to be somebody who's lived in Seattle longer than you, and it cannot have been somebody you've met through your children. After a year, despite many valiant attempts at bus stop conversations and Starbucks line chit-chat, everyone eventually admitted defeat. Exhausted by exchanges that inevitably ended with some version of, we should really get together sometime. Yeah, we really should. And then, nothing. There's a name for this perplexing phenomenon. It's called the Seattle Freeze. Seattle natives and longtime residents will say this is just an urban myth, like how it rains here every day. We all wear flannel, we all drive Subarus, we all have home births, we all drink 4 cups of coffee a day. Magic water has cured Russell Wilson's concussions. But, to borrow a phrase from famed astrophysicist Neil deGrasse Tyson, the good thing about science is that it's true, whether you believe it or not. A study published by the Association for Psychological Science has ranked Washington State 48th on a scale of extroverted to introverted states. Any guess as to which state beat us?
Alaska.
Alaska's one, very good. New Hampshire. If you search online for the Seattle Freeze, you will find 15,800 results, including entries in Urban Dictionary, entries in Wikipedia, Quora and Reddit conversations, articles in The Stranger, the Seattle Times, KUOW, the list goes on and on. I've printed out a sample for you to check out later. How can this be, we may wonder. Seattle people hardly seem nefarious. They seem friendly enough. Nobody honks at you. Everyone's perfectly pleasant. Nobody's pushy. It's not an Arctic blast. It's not a New York City trial by fire. Newcomers may not even feel it for a while. But slowly but surely, the temperature gradually dips until you find yourself in a state of suspended animation. To hack the Seattle Freeze, we first must understand its root causes. There's actually a convergence of factors here. First is the weather. It does not rain every day. However, it does rain about 150 days of the year. It's cloudy 200 days of the year. We only get pure sunshine fewer than 100 days of the year. And in the winter, it gets dark before we leave the office. On those dark, damp afternoons, people really don't feel like going out and making new friends. And on those sunny weekends that are so precious, do you really want to spend them with some random newbie? We have cultural issues at work here. We have our ethnic culture, which is strongly influenced by Scandinavian and East Asian societies, which do tend to be more reserved, more polite, not so in your face like the Mediterraneans and the Latin Americans, perhaps. More respectful of people's privacy and personal space. And it actually may be this friendly politeness that leads to another symptom of the Seattle Freeze, which is people saying they will attend your party, planning to meet you somewhere, and then not showing up. Which is really because they think there might be a chance they'll attend, and they don't want to be a party crasher. Or perhaps they're too embarrassed or polite to tell you no to your face, unlike a New Yorker. We also have our professional culture here. The Northwest was settled by pioneers, rugged, self-sufficient types. Then came the engineers, introverted types. So not exactly the professional cultures that are chomping at the bit to host a dinner party. The folks who are social have their own friends. Now, cliques are not a unique phenomenon to Seattle. However, I will point out that we have our major state university, University of Washington, in our city limits, which is unusual. 3/4 of University of Washington comes from Washington State, and 3/4 of the graduates stay in Washington State. So you've got people here who already have their families, their high school friends, and their college friends here. They don't have time, they don't have bandwidth for newcomers. And there are a lot of newcomers. We have added 15,000 people a year for the last 5 years. We're one of the fastest growing cities of America. We haven't seen this kind of growth here since the gold rush. That's a lot of change, and longtime residents feel overwhelmed, if not angry or scared. If you're one of these newcomers, there may not be a way to thaw this freeze, but you can chip away at it, make a nice little sculpture for yourself. I found 4 techniques that help. The first is patience. People will not warm up to you in a matter of weeks or months, possibly not even in a year. Take your time, don't give up so easily. This is a highly tech-savvy city. You may find it easier to become Facebook friends, LinkedIn connected, Twitter followers, and then build on that. The second tool is to get out there. Join meetup groups, join Toastmasters. Meet new people who are interested in the same activities as you. Here in Seattle, outdoor activities are especially popular, and if you don't make friends, at least you will get some nice fresh air and exercise and get a lay of the land. My third piece of advice is to get a dog or a child. This is very good advice for anywhere you move, but I found it helpful in Seattle in particular. And my fourth piece of advice is to make friends with other transplants. There's 15,000 moving here every year, and some of them may even be interested in having dinner with you. For the longtime residents and natives of Seattle, I would challenge you to invite someone new to your home for dinner this year. And for those of us who are transplants, stay warm out there, and let me know if you win the Seattle Dinner Contest.